Hey BookTube, it is the Lost Coffee Mug, and I actually found a coffee mug, one of my favorites, my Gilmore Girls coffee mug that I got from Walmart. So grab a coffee mug, grab some tea, grab some coffee, grab a water, whatever you want to drink, and let's go through some questions, because I was included in this tag from Believe in Your Shelf, This or That's Cozy Mystery Edition. Okay, so like I said, I was tagged by Tammy over at Believe in Your Shelf. If you are not subscribed to her channel, go ahead and subscribe. She has she talks about amazing books, and then I love when she shows her crafts. She's been working on like these cross-stitch bookmarks that have been looking amazing. And I've been actually thinking, as you know, I'm getting into knitting and crocheting, but I've been thinking about doing cross-stitch. And she's been kind of tempting me even more. Let me start on these questions. This is kind of an original tag that she kind of created, which is great. I love these questions. So, first question. Amateur, sleuth, or pro? Amateur, sleuth all the way. I think if I wanted pro, I would read a more darker mystery. But I like the amateur sleuth because they get into trouble and they're just like an everyday person. Like, it feels like if I went out to try to solve a mystery. And I love that. I don't know why. It's great. I think, so to me, amateur sleuth, 100%. Right. Small town or big city? I feel like small towns. If it's a cozy mystery, I want it to feel cozy. And to me, small towns have the cozy vibe. Doesn't mean big towns can't, because they can. But just to me, a small town has that cozy vibe. Like Gilmore Girls. Yeah, small towns. They can have that vibe. There's still a lot of mystery. And I think what I also like about when they're based in small towns is the side characters, because those are hilarious. It's like you can have, 5 side characters, each having a different personality, and they just bring some sort of light and joy to the mystery and just makes you laugh. And the small town wraps you in a nice little blanket, and you just feel nice and cozy. And I don't know. Pet or no pet? I'm fine either way, but I feel like most cozy mysteries always have a pet. So I kind of like it when there's a pet. Especially when the pet finds some sort of thing to get them into the mystery, into the murder, into whatever's happening. Usually that's what happens. Most of the time it's always dogs. There's usually sometimes cats. I know in the cheese shop mystery there is a goldfish, which is different and yet amazing at the same time. Like, who doesn't love it? And this goldfish is sassy. And I don't think I've ever had a sassy goldfish. I had a goldfish jump out of its bowl and it was flopping around on the marble table we had. Yeah. But I like a pet. It brings in another character to the story. A series or standalone? Series. I think because the first book, you're getting to know the characters. Standalones are fine, but a series is great because you get to know the characters. It's kind of like a show. You have to give a show 3 episodes. Books you usually give about 2 just because of the length. So the first book, you're getting to know the character. The writer is also getting the best feel to write these characters and bring this world to life. And yeah, I just feel like a series gets better and better and better with each one. And there's so many different cases that could happen with these characters. And series all the way. Especially if I go back to this town, and this town made me feel very cozy. And just, I don't know, something about the town made me feel good. Bakery or bookshop? I read one bookshop, cozy, and I didn't like it. Might have been the writer. Might have been the audiobook, because it was an audiobook. Didn't care for it. I was hoping I would love it. So I'm going to go with bakery. But the problem with anything that's bakery or food shop related is then I get hungry for that. I've been reading a lot of the noodle shop mysteries this month, and every time I'm like, man, I could go for some Chinese. Every time. And then when I read the cheese shop, I want cheese. So, which is fine. I live in Wisconsin, so I can find my cheese. But that's not the point. The point is it makes me hungry, but I'm going to go with bakery. Light and funny or darker-cozy? Light and funny. If I wanted darker, I would go for a hard mystery thriller book. Cozy mystery to me is supposed to be kind of on the lighter side and has a twist and turn, of course, but just it makes you feel warm and fuzzy and just good. So light and funny. Seasonal theme or everyday setting? Ooh, I'm gonna go with mix. Because if I'm reading a series, most likely they're going to go into a season at some point and do like a seasonal theme. So they could do like a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa type of one, or Valentine's Day or St. Patty's Day. So usually it's a mix, but I don't mind the everyday setting because a majority of the year is every day. It's not a holiday. So that's always nice to see too. Single sleuth or sleuthing duo? I'm going to have to say I'm like 51% sleuthing duo and 49% single sleuth. Pretty much almost equal. Why I like the sleuthing duo is because the ones I've read remind me of Lucy and Ethel from I Love Lucy. Like they're getting into trouble. They have this funny banter going back and forth. It's just a fun ride with them. And, they both they also see the case in different lights and see people in different lights. And I think that's great. And I think that's how we need to work as humans. But single's fine. Single's okay. And most of the time, too, if you're reading a series, it starts out single. And then they end up having a friend or a bunch of people end up helping them. So it ends up being a sleuthing duo. Romance, subplot, or strictly romance? Alright, I want a good mix. I want it to be a good mix. Good mix. I don't mind romance. A third or a triangle romance probably bound to happen, especially if someone is new to the town. So there might be a little bit of a triangle, but don't overshadow the mystery and the fun of it. I kind of like how sometimes the romance could add to the storyline and not overshadow the main story, which is supposed to be the romance or the mystery. That one's hard. I want a good mix. I don't want it to be no romance, but I don't want the romance to take over and it to be a drama. I mean, if I wanted to read drama, I would, with romance, I would read a romance book. I know there's going to be probably a third act breakup. I know there's going to be some sort of argument that they get into. I know there's going to be drama. Cozy mystery is supposed to be cozy. And I don't want that. But I also do want my sleuth to find happiness and find love and all that stuff. So a good mix. Last question. Set in your own country or set abroad? I'm going to go with set in your own country, and that's only because I don't believe I've read any that have been set abroad. So I should probably, the later half of this year, read some that are set abroad. I should expand my horizons on that. But so far, everything that I loved has been in the U.S. in some way or form. I love them. I kind of love how they kind of take you to a whole different world. Noodle Shop Mystery, I never thought Ohio, Cleveland, would be a place for a cozy mystery. So I think, right now it's set in my own country, but I do want to expand. I do want to read one or two that are set abroad. So if you do have any good cozy mysteries that are set abroad, let me know and put them in the comments, because I would love to put them on my TBR and give them a try. All right, so those were the questions, the this or that book tag cozy mystery edition, which was so fun to answer, and you got to know my personality a little bit more with Cozy Mysteries, which is great. Thank you, Tammy, over at Believe in Your Shelf, for tagging me in this. She tagged a lot of people I would normally take, so I am for sure going to tag Sassy Cajun Reads, because I kind of want to see what the Sassy Pants has to say about this. And she's amazing. Who doesn't love Sassy Cajun Reads? Don't know, but you gotta love her. And then anyone else, if you've watched this video and you want to do the tag, please feel free. I'm also going to post a link to Tammy's original video in the description, so please give her video a watch and subscribe to her channel. She is, like I said, an amazing person, and I love her channel. I just love her channel name to begin with, Believe in Your Shelf. But that is it for me for today. Thank you for hanging out with me and letting me answer these questions. And if you want, feel free to answer your questions in the comments too. I would love to hear your thoughts on this stuff. I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for coming by. If you liked this video, please like it with a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.